Welcome back to March Malcontent 2022. Inkling versus Zero Suit Samus started out. So, Inkling, I'm incredibly positive, is a new amiibo to pretty much everybody watching. Obviously, I didn't train these all in the last 2 weeks, so my memory may be a little bit fuzzy, but I'm pretty sure Inkling was not in the last tournament. Oh, that right there is a great demonstration of how to beat the roller. Jump. I know, it's kind of depressing to know, oh yeah, just jump over it, but yeah, that's how you beat it. Just don't stay on the ground. Which, I mean, I guess sucks if you're Little Mac, but if you're anyone else, or this Zero Suit Samus in particular, who loves jumping extremely, it is actually a common trait for amiibos to get the, I guess I'll call it the jumpy jumps, where they just jump forever. I'm pretty sure it's a symptom of... So, to understand a little bit about how the amiibos work, they basically have... Oh wow, Zero Suit Samus just died. Didn't try living. Anyways, the amiibos are the Smash Brothers level 9 computer AI. However, they have, like, the amiibos keep track of move balances, so like, how often should I use this move? How often should I use that move? Should I taunt after every smash attack? Should I not? Stuff like that. Obviously, we don't know the exact specifics of absolutely everything, but we do know that that's kind of how it works, and it's kind of, if you deal with enough amiibos, you can kind of tell, like, hey, this amiibo keeps using this attack all the time. So what this has to do with the jumpy jumps is that when an amiibo starts jumping all the time, I'm pretty sure it's just because they're trying to use, like, a specific aerial over and over and over. Because you can't use forward air unless you're in the air, so they have to jump first. And they do. Boy, do they jump. For some amiibo, it actually kind of works out well. Like, weirdly enough, Bowser Jr. has good aerials, so jumping all the time works out. And, of course, Jigglypuff, who just sort of flies. Oh, Zero Suit Samus picking up a kill, making it only a 60% deficit. But if this Inkling knows how to play her cards right, once Zero Suit Samus gets up to like 100, she's going to get hit by a roller and then smash attacked. Weird thing about being buried is that you actually have like knockback protection when you're buried. But since you're buried, you're usually getting hit by a smash attack, so you don't notice it. It's like, oh yeah, you got hit less, but then they hit you with their strongest move, so like, you probably can't tell. Kind of the same thing where you can duck to take less knockback, but it's really not that much, and when you're ducking, you're more vulnerable than when you're, I don't know, shielding, or even dodging. So nobody ever does. Inkling just scooping Zero Suit Samus up with that up air. You'd almost think that they were like friends. Like, no, I got you, bro. Though Inkling is running really low on ink. That would have been a great time to resupply the ink, because now Inkling is out of ink. Also, this keeps coming up, I have to tell people about it. You can restore Inkling's ink by just holding shield and pressing B. You don't need to run out before you can fill it up. Inkling is just refusing to fill up ink, just running on fumes, except that it's like ink. And ink doesn't really have... I mean, it has like vapors, but... And then, weirdly enough, I think in Splatoon lore, all the Inklings, like, naturally produce their own ink. Which, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like, how does any of that work? Do they just have like an ink sac and they have a tube that they plug in at the base of their spine to go into their tank? That was a great catch by Inkling. Zero Suit Samus kind of didn't go in the right direction, so when she was trying to recover the ledge, I mean, didn't B-reverse it. Okay, I should probably explain B-reversing. Basically, some special moves where you can use them and then hold the opposite direction you're facing to turn them around. A couple moves can even be like turned around twice, but those are really weird. Inkling can still use their recovery when they're out of ink, just in case some of you didn't know. Anyways, B reversing is most useful when you're recovering so that you can actually grab the ledge. Because sometimes you will be facing backwards, and if you are facing backwards, you have a lot harder time grabbing the ledge. Some recoveries you can't even grab the ledge. So if you're like, man, I can never grab the ledge right, you probably should look up a quick article on B reversing and then practice it, and it's pretty obvious to tell when you get it. Remember the times when everyone thought Inkling was overpowered? Yeah, I remember those times. Interesting thing about this stage and color of Inkling is that Inkling's ink is yellow, but like all of these platforms are also yellow, so it's just really hard to see whenever there's ink. That's a regrab from Samus. Inkling didn't punish it. It's the kind of thing that once you play it for a while, you start looking out for. It'll get you a free kill every now and then. And since I haven't explained it yet, if you re-grab the ledge after you've grabbed it once, you don't get your invincibility. But right there you got to see that Samus was facing the wrong way again, and grabbed the ledge a lot slower than if she wasn't. Like there as well. It's almost like I'm coaching her to do bad practices so I can inform the people. Oh, that was a weird trade. And nope. That could have been hype, but it wasn't. I'm surprised that grab hit, because Inkling is not invincible when they're refilling their ink, but they do become a lot smaller because they are effectively submerging themselves in the ground. So I kind of expected that grab to whiff, but I guess not. I mean, it's not like it reduces their hitbox enough that you'll see people do it as like an impromptu spot dodge replacement. Wow, that was actually pretty clean from Zero Suit. Up next we have Cloud McFox and Wolf O'Donnell. Just kidding, Cloud's last name is actually Strife. But Fox McCloud's last name is McCloud, which brings up an interesting point because Wolf's last name is actually O'Donnell. So whenever a last name has the Mick prefix, I guess, usually it implies that they're like Scottish, whereas like oh something. I mean, I think there is some overlap between Scotland and some other areas, but usually it's Irish, so like, do they have some sort of clan feud, you know, in the deep depths of space? Like, oh, it's the Irish versus the Scottish. It's a deep commentary about these furry space animals who fly ships. Oh yeah, this is the Kingdom Hearts stage. It exists. I will say that the Kingdom Hearts music really isn't that impressive. Like, I don't know, maybe there's a song that I haven't heard. I mean, I for sure haven't heard the one song that in order to get, you need to buy a different game. I'm really not a fan of that. Oh, great footstool, though. Wolf with a sick, nasty recovery from ledge. You can do it too, you just need to get hit by someone trying to recover, I guess. Cloud playing a dangerous game because Wolf has already proven that he can kill Cloud off stage, and it's not like either of these characters have a fantastic recovery. Ooh, but we got a nice clash into Limit Break Cross Slash there. Or more commonly known as like the only limit break that people like ever use when they're not recovering. It's just the limit break blade beam doesn't do that much for you, and finishing touch isn't nearly as stupidly strong as it used to be. Oh hey, limit break, Clim Hazard. Yeah, it doesn't have a B in it. Just gonna start throwing the dictionary at all you guys. Like, oh, you don't know all these terms? Because Smash Brothers has a lot of terms to know. See, if Cloud had recovered just like a teeny bit lower, he probably could have lived. Interesting thing about Cloud's forward smash is that in Smash Ultimate, well, and I guess pretty much all the Smash games, percent is applied, you know, when you hit the person. However, the percent that you dealt to them is applied after it's calculated how far they'll launch. It's like... Oh wow, Cloud almost just died. It's a really subtle thing, because I'm sure if it was the other way around, they'd balance the moves to be slightly weaker and it would end up being slightly the same. However, it does mean that certain moves, mostly multi-hits, will deal extra damage, and then the final hit registers, and then their damage is calculated, launch back is projected. Oh, I think that kills Wolf. Nope. Oh, no, it does. Anyways, it'll do a little bit extra damage before the final knockback is calculated, whereas otherwise it wouldn't be. But Cloud's forward smash is a... Wow, that almost looked like an intentional cancel. Since it's a 3-hit forward smash, he gets some of that damage before the final hit, which I think is why it kills just a little bit earlier than you would think it would. According to people who go to tournaments, why is Cloud... Wow, yeah, he could have just, like, air dodged to the ledge. And they could have kept his up B for when he got hit off and when he needed it, but that's just me. And here's Pit versus Cloud. And yet another cruel twist of fate. Cloud's going up twice in a row again. Because I didn't check for that when I generated the random number generator. In fact, it was so bad that the first time I generated the numbers, I think it was Mewtwo going up against himself. So I had to redo that seed because, well, you only have the one Mewtwo. Oh yeah, I forgot, it's Saturday night, so we get KK Slider's performance. It's actually a cool carryover from the Animal Crossing games. KK Slider always would perform Saturday nights, so it's here in Smash Brothers too. And if you look at the clock in the back, it always matches to whatever your system clock is. So I guess you could use it to figure out when I'm recording this footage. But obviously you'd have to boot up the game yourself to verify, like, when it actually is and that it matches up. Because I could lie and tell you whatever time it is I wanted. Except for the fact that KK Slider's here. Cool thing though is that all the Animal Crossing songs have, like, a special soundtrack. Basically the KK Slider song instead of the normal theme, but like they matched it up to all the songs that are actually in the game. So like I'm pretty sure this is KK Gumbo? I'm really not up to date on identifying KK Slider songs by tune. But anyways, this is one of the songs that normally plays in Smash Brothers as well, so it's like a direct swap out. Oh, Cloud got a Phantom Footstool there. I've already explained those. Going for a really gutsy Limit Break Clim Hazard. I would normally degrade it because you can insult Amiibo, and what are they going to do about it? However, in Smash Ultimate, Cloud's limit doesn't last forever, so if he didn't use it there, he was probably about to lose it soon. And he's already got it back. Maybe he'll use it to kill Pit for the first time this match. Nope, he's gonna try to my words have failed me. The sour hitbox of up smash. Cloud finally getting his first hit. And I just realized I shouldn't have sung along with the music because that's gonna take forever to sync up in post. Cloud is loving the Limit Clim Hazard, no idea why. It's not even that great. It's good at recovering and saving your skin, but... Interesting thing about Cloud's limit is that when he has it, he moves just a little bit faster and has slightly different other attributes as well. And Cloud charging up a limit break Clim Hazard again. No idea why. You'd think that... He's got like 5 of those. That's actually kind of a lot. Oh! Pit with a good tech roll there. An inch to the left and he would have died. See, now I'll bet Cloud wishes he had... Oh, he still makes it. I'm kind of surprised. Going for an edge guard against Pit, one of the characters with like the best recovery. Like, it's hard to determine who has the best, but Pit has 3 jumps and his flight takes you pretty much from the bottom blast zone to the ledge. That kills. Oh, it kills. Next up is Bowser vs. Yoshi, brought to you by the reprint run they did for Super Mario 3D World, so that I could finally get Bowser. And then some rando who, I guess, got tired of their Yoshi amiibo and didn't even bother wiping out the old Mario Party data they had on it. Which already astounds me, because first of all, this is a Smash Bros. Yoshi amiibo. And second of all, this means that someone actually used an amiibo for the Mario Party functionality that basically nobody ever used. But anyways, let's talk about Smash Brothers. Bowser broke? Nope, okay, he's fine. He lived. Almost getting up. Oh. So that's something to know about Bowser, is that he's supposed to be bad at landing, but he has a hitbox and a delayed hitbox that both help him land. So he's really not. You gotta be on your guard, like, at all times. And if you're not, he will just kill you. Not that Bowser won't just kill you at any other time. He just has a whole bunch of, oh, guess what, you're dead moves. Including his side B, which will just pull you over the side of the stage. It's really great when you're, like, behind. Actually, I'll say that the best time to use it is when you have 3 stocks and you just killed the opponent, so they have 2, and then you drag them off, and if they have a terrible recovery, or even just an average recovery, they probably can't make it back from the bottom of the screen. So then instead of it being your 3 lives to their 2 lives, it's your 2 lives to their 1 life, and that's a lot harder of a deficit to make up. And you're probably like, oh, well, it's still only 1 life. Yes, but you have less time to make up the deficit. Instead of a 33% deficit, it's like a 50% deficit. And since Bowser is huge and will live a long time, it can be even harder, because you have to just, like, make sure you kill him. No half measures allowed. Wow, Yoshi's up smash hits that platform. That's really tall for an up smash to hit. Weird thing about the Bowser amiibo, well, at least this one specifically, is that traditionally Bowser is one of the best amiibo because of, well, tough guy and him being heavy and a couple other factors. But he's not doing too hot against this Yoshi. Yoshi's kind of just wrecking him. Maybe it's the stage. I don't think I've seen Bowser do a lot of traditional Bowser things, but... You know, like random smash attacks out of nowhere. Actually, that was going to be one. Got intercepted by Yoshi, though. Maybe it's just that Yoshi has, I think, the best airspeed in the game. I know, narrowly beating out Jigglypuff. Actually, really annoying when you're Jigglypuff, because you're like, how is Yoshi faster than me? I'm the fast one. But yeah, Yoshi's just doing a great job of running up to Bowser really fast. Staying in his face, which as a heavy is not typically a good place to be. Not that Bowser is a slouch at controlling space either. He has like one of the fastest runs in the game. I know, right? He used to be one of the sloughs, and then they decided, you know what? No. Oops, surviving off that wall. Reduced knockback. Making sure that... Oh! Well, okay, it turned out not mattering. But it could have mattered in a parallel universe, you never know. Pikachu versus Mario. Go! So Mario is, like, one of, if not the most recognized fictional characters of all time. Like, I'm sure pretty soon he's gonna beat out Mickey Mouse, especially when Disney loses the copyright. But that's a whole nother discussion. Maybe it's a patent? Intellectual property? Anyways, Mario's really famous, and Pikachu is like the lead character of what is apparently like the highest grossing franchise of all time. Most of that is due to like Pokemon Fever in like the 80s and 90s, but Pokemon's still been doing stuff, well, I guess well enough. They've been trying to keep up the hype, I guess. I mean, hey, recently they just made Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, that's right, I'll date this video. I mean, this is a series that started with COVID, and now we're dealing with the whole Ukraine situation, so yeah, sure, I'll date it when I feel like it. So Pikachu just landed a Thunder Jolt there, but didn't like follow up after it, which is like the main reason you use Thunder Jolt. Maybe you'll see Mario do it too, where you jump up and then you use the projectile, and then your opponent has to deal with not getting hit by the projectile and not getting hit by you. Because if they block the projectile, you can probably grab them. If they roll from the projectile, well, maybe you were going to forward smash them anyway. It's a really tricky situation that, unless you parry the projectile, there really isn't an easy way out. Even if you do parry, sometimes you can get hurt regardless. Oh, Pikachu almost just got pushed off the side of the stage with Flood there. I mean, obviously Pikachu didn't, but it could have worked. Both of these characters are really high percents, they're just not killing each other. Oh, that would have killed, but Pikachu hit the aerial portion of the Arms Stadium. Which, I'm pretty sure that, like, the top crossbars are, like, the only reason these things aren't allowed in tournaments. Which is a shame, because, like, the jump panels on this stage are super fun. And, seriously, like, there being two techable things up there really isn't as influential as you'd think. Because, first of all, you get killed off the top, like, maybe a fourth of the time. Unless you're, of course, up against a character who likes to kill off the top all the time. Mario wall jumping off of it, trying to prove me wrong. Oh, Smash 4 moment. And then the crossbar got in the way again. Man, this really isn't helping my case. See, Pikachu just used the Thunder Jolt advantage to hit Mario with another Thunder Jolt. Pikachu's just kind of free-falling there. Oh, Mario got a parry. Oh, Mario went for the dunk. Didn't get it, but you know, it would have been cool if he did. There's some people who play these games not to win, but to look as stylish as you can while doing it. It's actually kind of fun, because some amiibo will live their life like that too. We really don't have any because I've tried to make the amiibo effective, because the ones that show off usually get killed. That being said, Pikachu's taunted twice this game. And taunting is actually kind of hard to get out of amiibo without reteaching them. When I mean reteaching them, like teaching them everything from the start again. It's especially irritating as a human, because the amiibo kind of start to learn that if they use a move and they get hit during it, well, maybe that move isn't so good. But, first of all, we're not even sure if that works for taunting. And second of all, as a human, the amiibo will hit you away and then taunt while you're in hit stun, so you can't hit them out of it. It's such a problem that, like, they even have records of, like, which, well, at least some of the spirits that will make amiibo taunt a whole bunch. Only one I know is that Meloetta, which has the weaker auto heal. Which is, I guess, how they found out, because a whole bunch of people wanted auto heal, and there's like 2 or 3 spirits that get it, and one of them is making their amiibos taunt even more than normal. Oh, Pikachu gets a probably life-saving tech. Mario playing a dangerous game. Instead of jumping to the side, he just jumped in place. Oh, Pikachu! Oh yeah, Pikachu makes it back. Pikachu's a really good character in this game. Mario got the dunk on stage, so I guess it's more of a really hefty dribble. Now that's a band name, the Hefty Dribble. No, Pikachu didn't make it back from that one. After the ricochet off the top bar. Oh, Mario pulling it back with a improv combo. Which I know it sounds deprecating, but it's a lot more interesting than Mario's up air to 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 up B combo. Which I know sounds like I made it up, but if you know Smash Brothers, you know it's true. More true than I would like to admit. And of course, there's also the Mario up air to neutral air to up air to neutral air to up air to neutral air to forward air dunk off the side of the stage. Which apparently is a thing. I've never lapped it out, but it looks like once you get it, you know it for life, kind of like a bicycle. In that, once you learn how to ride a bicycle, you don't forget. Not that people are forgetting what bicycles are. Next is Yoshi vs. Wii Fit Trainer. One of the characters whose name is too long to fit in the Amiibo naming convention. It's like a 10-character limit. Not nearly as long as Mr. Game & Watch. So this match is probably gonna take a whole bunch of time off stage, because Wii Fit Trainer is really good at stalling off stage. Yoshi has a huge jump and great air mobility. So he's really good at going off stage. This of course assumes that the Amiibo haven't learned that... Okay, long story short, the Amiibo have like a specific data value that determines how much they go off stage. So if they don't think they're good at it, they won't. It's a very important data value, because it means that like Little Mac isn't going to edgeguard people too much. Except for when he does. I totally thought Yoshi was supposed to have won that interaction. Footstooling Wii Fit Trainer's shield. Not sure what the point is, he still has to land eventually. I mean, I suppose he could be trying to wear down the shield, but, like, he didn't. Yoshi is the one character in the game whose shield isn't, like, the bubble shield, it's just an eggshell. It does mean that Yoshi's shield is actually easier to break, because you can never accidentally shield poke him. And every once in a while, Yoshi will forget this, and then their shield will break. Although it does mean if you're trying to go for a shield poke, you're not going to be able to get one. One of those changes that I feel like if Yoshi had been introduced like one game later, they never would have done. But now that it's in the game, they're just keeping it. There's actually quite a lot of characters like that. The ones that have been around for a while. Because when somebody plays a new game, they don't want... If they liked playing as the old character and then, like, they play entirely differently, that would kind of feel disingenuine. So, like, usually the characters only get, like, 1 or 2 updates. Like, oh, this character got a new move, or this move looks different, and stuff like that. Oh. They just sort of traded at the ledge there. I don't actually know how. Looks like one of them got hit, the other one grabbed the ledge. I think that's what happened. Wii Fit Trainer has a nasty down air. The stomp, even without deep breathing. Which, now that I mention the move, Wii Fit Trainer doesn't seem to be doing. And that move is like the whole reason Wii Fit Trainer is good, because Wii Fit Trainer is serviceable, but once Wii Fit Trainer is deep breathing, Wii Fit Trainer becomes amazing. You know, for like 12 seconds. Yoshi just having a time. The time of his life. So you don't see the egg roll a whole bunch. And one of the reasons is because every time you turn it, you lose the hitbox. So in order to hit somebody, you have to be committed to going into that direction. Once you do hit somebody, you get a little bit of damage, and that's about it. Like, the move really doesn't do much after that. Great in casuals, though, because you can just bowl through like 5 people. Oh. Oh, I think Yoshi would have died after that. That's the... There's a little glimmer that appears when you fast fall, and Yoshi did it. And they wouldn't have gotten enough of a boost from his up B. Maybe if he air dodged up. Up next, we have Pichu against Ryu. Or Richu against Pichu, because mispronouncing things counts for humor these days. If you don't believe me, get yourself a head of lettuce, put it on the counter, and then just say Wemtis 5 times in a row. And if you laugh, you'll know why the kids do it. Not that the newest age of humor doesn't have its golden moments, especially now that they've evolved from deep-fried memes. That was quite a time. Heard people theorize that they have such an odd taste in humor specifically because they have grew up with these trying times. Which honestly kind of sounds like it's probably on the money. Oh hey, Pichu dealt damage. And then Ryu catching Pichu's recovery. And just tapping Pichu on the forehead time after time. So, the Shoto amiibo, which the fighting game community, wow, they're just off stage, like somebody please land. And Ryu dies first. Ah! Anyways, when Smash players call characters Shotos, they're referring to Ryu, Ken, Terry, or Kazuya. When the fighting game community refers to Shotos, they're referring to like a specific type of character, which I think Ryu and Ken kind of count as, and Terry to an extent, and then Kazuya less, at least in Smash Brothers. In their own games it's different, and of course it depends on a specific game. Then it gets even more confusing because the term Shoto refers to specifically Ryu and Ken from the popular game Street Fighter. They use what's called like Shoto Ken Karate? Shotokan? Oh, I gotta look that up. Anyways, that's why they're called Shotos, because they use the Shoto style of karate. So it gets really weird when you call someone a Shoto and it's like, oh yeah, this guy uses a sword and nunchucks with like small woodland creatures on the end. You're like, I really don't feel like this should count as a martial arts technique. But we don't have a better term for it, so that's what people decided on. Oh, Pichu with the taunt. That never ends well. Oh, Ryu got a cancel there. So, the Smash Brothers Shotos can cancel special moves out of their normal moves. Actually, now that I mention it, Kazuya can't. But that's because he has like 80 moves, so... Anyways, what you need to know is that Ryu can, once he lands a normal move, he can use a special move thereafter. Like, immediately thereafter, not just like, he used one move and then the other, that's a combo, but like, his move ended early because he decided. See, like there, that was a cancel. That counts as a cancel, but I won't blame you if you don't think so, because it was kind of spaced out enough. Ryu is just living forever, which is weird because he doesn't have that great of a recovery. But Pichu doesn't seem to be edgy about it. Oop, ledge trump. No, Pichu didn't do anything with the lack of invincibility. Forward tilts him the wrong direction. Probably could have a down smash. Yeah, Pichu's down smash. Okay, so Pichu and Pikachu's down smashes. One always sends you forward, the other one doesn't. And it's kind of hard to remember which is... Oh, Ryu has no invincibility. Pichu does nothing about it. Maybe I should just stop pointing it out at this point. I just want them to be, like, hype. That... They have everything they need to be so epic, and they just don't. Although, arguably, that makes their impressive moments even cooler. Then you start getting into, like, philosophical stuff, which is not really what Smash Brothers is about. Smash Brothers is about hitting people with your fists, swords, hammers, and apparently the airspace right in front of your forehead. That brings us to Captain Falcon vs. Ivysaur. Or Pokemon Trainer if you're going to be technical about it. So something you should know about the Ivysaur amiibo is that it won both April Angers before this, 2020 and 2021. I can't even tell you why. Ivysaur is just really good for some reason. Didn't even lose any matches until 2021. Undefeated in 2020, and he only lost like 2 matches in... yeah, I think it was only 2 in 2021. And then, of course, he won the sets. But Captain Falcon got a great stomp on Ivysaur. Well, as Charizard, but just killing him super early. The Falcon Stomp is an underappreciated move of the Captain Falcon arsenal. Alright, Captain Falcon just standing there intimidatingly as Ivysaur, as Squirtle, gets a free recovery. Recovering high. Squirtle, well, Ivysaur as Squirtle went low, so it kind of worked out for him. Ooh, didn't quite get the follow-up. Ivysaur switches to Charizard to make it back on stage. And he gets back at Air to kind of put him back in this. Just needs to play super carefully. He's already halfway caught up. What can I tell you? This is Ivysaur. He's the reigning champion. That's a regrab, though. The Captain Falcon punishes it too high. Obviously... Oh, Captain Falcon gets the Pokemon switch. Ivysaur's really not in a great spot now. I'm surprised it didn't shield poke. Ivysaur just air dodged off stage. Luckily, as Charizard, he has enough recovery to make it back, but he almost just died. Trades with Captain Falcon, doesn't get a Flare Blitz. Then he gets a Flare Blitz. You would think it would be less risky because he has Auto Heal, but in order for the Auto Heal to do much of anything, he has to avoid getting hit for a long time. And he just used 2 more Flare Blitzes for an extra 20%. That's... Oh, I don't know the exact Auto Heal time percent, but I know that... Oh! Arm was helpful. That how the Auto Heal works is every, like, 5 seconds, I think you recover 5 HP with the highest level. That seems a little bit fast. Well, maybe not. Anyways, that's a long time. That'll kill Ivysaur. Wow, Captain Falcon does what was thought to be impossible. Where were you the last 2 years?